thank God. Her Excellency, Madam Mama Rebecca, the Mother of Nations, with your permission, allowed me to say what I wanted to say. And I was told that only 3 minutes, but I don't know where I'm going to start. But I will try my best. 3 minutes, I don't think it's fair enough for me to say what I would say. But I would say like this: thank God, it's better than nothing. And also, protocol is observed. I will start with thank you so much, my community, with this beautiful, warm, great welcome to us. I would also wanted to say we are very proud, and especially my special feeling tonight, are really very humble to say this is the real Junubin we used to know. In addition to that, we know sometimes there is a lot of bad things happen to us, but we never lost hope between ourselves, our unity. We've been talking about a unity, that we need unity. As they said, the charity begins at home. If we talk about the unity or love, it has to begin with individuals. We have to begin with you before you're taking it out. This is a good unity and a good love. We think sometimes we talk about, it's very simple to say things, but to put it in practice is not easy thing. But tonight, with the spirit we had here, I think it will be better to say what we meant and then do it immediately. The peace of South Sudan is really very important for all of us, and also need all our input by all means, not to say, just to talk. The reason why I'm saying this, I've been observing since I went to Sudan. I used to be one of diasporas like you. A lot we heard about them. But when I went there, as our leaders, we talk about we want unity, we want leadership, but it's not actually coming to us. We're doing different things, and we are saying different things. And it cannot really answer what we're supposed to be do as the people of country. And top of that also, we intend to talk about our differences. For example, in this country you have, or other country, many parties is a blessing, it's not a curse, like what we really get it from South Sudan. Parties make a good work for the country to go forward. The reason why I'm saying this, we dwell on all these things and forget what is supposed to be done. So now, my advice, we have to leave politics. We have to be frank enough and leave the politics a bit, give the politics less so that we can grow. Because it seems we've been focusing negativity. This blame is coming from IG, IO, IDs. But the good news is we sign all peace. Peace is for all of us. We own it all. We own it all, not individual things. It's for all of us. And therefore, if we talk about peace, we have to respect, and we have to, if we respect the peace, then we respect ourselves, and we could do a lot of things. The reason why I'm saying this, because some of us are still with this notion idea of parties. When you see the IO, maybe you see the Shaitan. When you see the FG, you see the Shaitan. But we are together. Now we are on the peace. We sit with Kir, all of us on one table. Mean then we are doing one thing. So my people, if you are thinking in a different way, that you are still talking, you are behind. We are all together with this peace, and we are sitting as a one government. There is no IO and there is no IG. One government of the people of South Sudan. So wake up and follow us to do these things together. Because if you keep, like for example now, this community, that corner is the IO, that corner is the SOA, that corner, it will not serve you and will not help you. You will be alone, because we have to move together. So this peace here is for all of us, and we have to respect this peace, and we have to act as the people of South Sudan, not the party, as we used to. And when we're thinking about it, they said, oh, if we believe what John Garang used to do for us, for the people of South Sudan, to be one nation, then forget about all this and follow the legacy of John Garang, to think for one tongue for Junuba Sudan, as when we put it here for the Red Army. It's really beautiful. And include the Red Army was not only for one Gabila, it was all for the Gabila of Junuba Sudan, all of them, 64. So why not we just adopt that and carry out as we started before? It is not easy, as I always said, but we can work it out. We can work it out. And this is tonight. We have our Mama Nyandeng here. He's going to talk about beautiful things. And those beautiful things here, my people, when you hear from them, from her, you will just promise ourselves, because it is so sad. This is not a life we used to. We always, people who love ourselves. But this new, what we are really developing in our heart, like these children here, they are innocent, they don't know. But if we are really looking for the future of South Sudan, with our children here, we have to act. And I think I will stop here. And as, like the ladies, I'm appealing to you. I know we don't have a problem in South Sudan. In fact, South Sudan now is coming up like what they're talking to because of women, right? Because we did a lot in South Sudan. We are mothers, and also we have a heart for South Sudan. And this is why God has really given her that power to delegate. And I think the delegation of this year, it will never be going back again. It will be always going forward with the right product. Women are a blessing. I'm not going to talk, and it's not a gender discrimination. That is the real. It is a power already given already by God, because we are the one who make you to be leaders. Even leaders we are talking, who brought them in the world, who carrying them for 9 months. It's us, isn't it? So we are already the soul of the world. So if we are really starting something like this, I think God is with us. And I believe tonight we are going to be in peace forever in the name of Jesus. Of course, as I said earlier on, I really breached the time was given to me, which is not good. As I said earlier on, what they call the leadership has to begin with you before you transfer to others. But forgive me, my people, because sometimes when you are happy, you sometimes keep like jumping. Of course, I'm your leader, or what they call Minister for Health. We know the situation of the health in South Sudan. Health sector is very fragile, very poor. You cannot even there is no word you can talk about the healthcare of South Sudan. That also, indeed, our input, especially you, the people in diaspora. I know some of you are doctors, some of you are working in the health sector. So if you talk to your friends about the healthcare of South Sudan, please don't forget that you have to mention women are very suffering over there because there is no good care for women and children. Also, we are the lack of doctors. We are also facing challenges. And I believe this room here, there is some doctors out there. So I really appealing to you, don't forget South Sudan. Even if you are not going right now, you think of South Sudan in terms of health, because health is really who you are. Your health is really very important. Whatever we are doing here without good health, we will not be able to do. So I really am feeling feel for that. And I think I will stop here, but I would love to talk. And also for me, the people of Twij Mayadit, my community, for a long time, thank you so much. When I had, although I did not meet with you, there is no time, but next time, when we're coming next about 3 months or 6 months, by the grace of God, leading my Nyandeng, we will be having a time. I'm dreaming. Dreaming is good. So that I could leave it like that. And Ambassador, what would you want me to do? Do you want me to call upon Mama Nyandeng? Yeah? Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, you heard them. So why not stand up, rise up, and put your hand together to welcome our Iron Lady, Mama Nyandeng, the Mother of Nations. Mama Nyandeng, you are warm welcome. Thank you.
rin ga un wa ko jong di la jik ba Nyandeng a chi doi ke ba Nyandeng a chi ko lor rin ga un wa ko jong di la jik ba yin ju ko lor rin ga nyali ba yin ju ko lor ban ka ga yin ga ja ju ko lor rin ga nyali angol ka mo ba yeni ban ka ga yin a ju ko mo lor rin ga nyali nyali e kwon bay panda e kul we ko ke America wala ya ko Arizona we chi nyali ke chol ne e kul e we ko ni e kul chan je banda je ben wone lo bo ya pel go a chir go mian chol ko chir go malaria kuni ya kul we lo bo we chi ku mier chan ni nyande nyal ben we be ti we ko ya per ka ji ku piala go do ne ga we che chalo we ja le rin go un wa go jong di la ji
wo ba nyuj piny ko ngor ga kaj ran kene tiang moy dia ku ke malen so wo che ka tho wan wen panda dit mayom a chinin jal juba ane yutok to Washington so e baraka fina ku baraka fi kum ga we ga chana chi we mai we je amer we ye pet molandia. Thank you. Honorable Minister Achwai, Minister of Health, and also a wife of our old politician, and a good friend of my husband, Dr. Nyandeng de Mabior, Ambassador Philip Jada, my son, even though he has gray. These are stressed of our problems in our country, but he's a very young boy. David Dow, our elder of the community. You are not elder, but you are the leader of the community. Our elders of our community who are around, Women League, the church leaders, all these protocols are observed. أنا بسلم إنكم باسم بتاع ربنا يسوع المسيح. Number one, I want to thank God for me to be here today and to be among you. You don't know how hard for me to come here or to come back to Arizona. Last time when I came and I was accompanying my husband, Dr. Nyandeng de Mabior, and today I'm with you here alone. It's hard for a human being. You think back, and the time Jeshama received him, the ground and the building were moving. But this is the work of God. There's nobody among us who could stop God for what God is doing. What God does for the people is the right thing, always. He has done his part. What is remaining is for the living people, not for the dead people. The dead people have done their job, but it is us now who have to do our work. Second thing, I have not been saying this, and our ambassador has been talking about the delegation of South Sudan to General Assembly, 76th General Assembly. It was by President Salva who did it. And I wanted to remind you or to remember tonight, without him, we would have not been here or led by me. You know how our people are opposition to women. Always when they hear women are leading, Nuswandel. But President Salva said that Mama Rebecca is the one to lead our delegation with those women. So you have to give him credit and clap for him, please. I wanted also to thank Mama Umjima, the leader of the Women League. This is the spirit of leadership. You know when things are right and you are told that they are not right, you impose them, and you impose your will tonight for our national anthem to be sung. Tonight, I'm before you here, I'm wearing two hats. One as Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan, the second one as your mom. So I will talk on both. The one of being Vice President is to brief you about the situation of peace in our country. The one of mom, I'll find what to tell you as I'm going along, because if I say it now, and maybe later I deviate from it, you will say, why Mama forget? I will find something to tell you. The third thing I wanted to mention is a young man who talked about remembering John Garang or John Garang's family or children. You know, that area, few people always forget that these children have suffered after their father. Some people think that they were born with golden spoon on their mouth. I appreciate you, because the fuel of a human being is appreciation. When we appreciate each other, we do better. So these children will remember. They will remember you, that you know what they have gone through. Even though they were not with you, Jeshamer, but they were going through difficult time. They were in prison. They were not moving as they want, because they were told that if they move as they want, they can be kidnapped by our enemies and then tie the hands of your leader and say that if you don't relent to what we are saying, we are going to kill your children. That's why they were in prison. But tonight, they will know that you know about them. Thank you. The peace. Yesterday in Washington, I was calling it, some people may look at it that there's no peace. Some say that this peace is dead, but I don't believe in that. I call it yesterday Nyangara peace. The Nyangara peace betana is ours. Mafi aja Nyangara, beji mean, you don't talk about Nyangara when you don't have it. I can say this is Nyangara papers, but I will not say them when they are not here. The Nyangara peace betana, and if you people followed what is going on around the world, you will know that this peace is very important for South Sudan. Because especially in the region, there are a lot of problems, and we don't want South Sudan to follow. There is problem in Ethiopia. Election is coming up in 2022 in Kenya, with Uganda. Everybody is having a lot of problems, and especially with the pandemic, which has spoiled the world economy. Just imagine South Sudan. Where are we? Do you know during when the Soviet Union crumbled, I was one of the people who was worried. Where are we going to be when this wind of change is shaking the whole world? I don't sleep. Then Dr. John Galei, why are you worried? The wind is shaking the big institutions. But us, SPLM, we are very tiny down there. It's very difficult for a wind to pick us and throw us out. And he was right. So, with this problem of coronavirus, it's shaking. Cholgaran was telling me, Mama, don't worry about this corona. Corona, he wanted Mahal Fog Amarat. Lakini in Junub Sudan in mind and Amarat, so it will not pick us. It started with China, with skyscrapers and everywhere. But when it came to South Sudan, as his father said that we are tiny down, Corona came and went a little, and we are okay now. We thank God for that. So, with chapter 1 of the agreement, we have finished that chapter because it is a formation of government of national unity, the revitalized government, the government of a state. We are over with that chapter by President opening our parliament, revitalized national parliament, on the 30th of August. And I wanted to tell you that even though we are slow in this agreement, as your mom, I wanted to tell you that we are on the right direction. We are not lost. We are slow, but we are on the right direction, and we need to support this agreement. I will jump chapter 2, and I will come to chapter 3, which is concerning my cluster. It is the humanitarian cluster, which is responsible for humanitarian in the country, and then the women and youth, people living with disabilities. This is this cluster. You know, when we were sworn in end of February, we were faced by triple disasters. There was a desert locust starting from eastern Equatoria, coming to central Equatoria, north of Juba. That was desert locust, followed by coronavirus and floods. And you know the flood is there living with us for almost 2 years. Something even in 1960s, that flood has never been like that. This flood, it came because of global warming. A global warming that we don't even know what we have contributed to be serious on us. We have not contributed anything. Mind and a tayara tar folk, mind and a sherikat. We don't have anything. We have not contributed anything, but it is hampering on us seriously. So you find the government, revitalized government of national unity, we embark on how to save life of people. We embark on the issue of corona, how to help our people. Lockdown, it was all over the world. Also, we try to see how we can deliver food from door to door. Making face masks. In my cluster, we made 2.8 million face masks. And we distributed all over South Sudan. You know, there was a time we were in a presidency meeting, and I saw the face mask brought from China. I can see one here. And I told Dr. Riek, I said, we were waiting for the president to come. Then I told Dr. Riek, I will, in my cluster, because I have vulnerable people, I want to start making face masks. And he said, face mask, you will make it? I said, yes, I will. What is difficult with it? You just stitch from here, and you put elastic, and that's face mask. And then he said, okay, and we made it, and he appreciated, because he was the chair of high-level task force. He appreciated what we did. So all of us converged to save the life of our people, and when the flood came, people of South Sudan also converged to help our people, and you know that a lot of people of Twitch East and part of Atoch in Jonglei State are in Mangala. And now, this year, the flood is even worse because it is all over South Sudan, about 7 states. And 2 administrative areas are flooded. In Bahr al-Ghazal, in Warab, it is more than last year. In northern Bahr al-Ghazal, in Lake State, Central Equatoria, and the whole of Great Upper Nile are under water. So now, yesterday, we learned our president and the government has pledged 10 million to the flood victims, which was a great job. And our partners always wanted us as a government to lead, and we did. So we are going to knock at the doors of all of our friends and partners to save life. The WFP and the UNDP and other agencies are really helping us in South Sudan to save the life of our people. This is about this cluster, and we have not stopped. We are continuing with that work because you have heard about the issue of youth. Youth of South Sudan and the humanitarian workers. It happens in now about 6 states. Youth, they get up against the humanitarian workers who are South Sudanese. Now, in Torit, I visited Torit when there was a crisis in Torit, and I talked with the youth in Torit. But I found out, and I came and informed our government in the cabinet, that this issue, we should not ignore it. It's not a problem of the state. It's a national problem that needs national answers. And the president and whole cabinet took up to that, and the president formed a high-level committee led by First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar and deputized by myself to do the findings why there are problems among the youth. And we know this issue of youth are obvious because youth has not been engaged. And you know our youth are 73.6% of our population. Women are 56% of our population. This is a big population that cannot be just ignored. And when we were talking about this issue of youth, even President Salva remarked and said that if we finish with the situation of youth, maybe the women will uprise against us, so let us diligently address these issues. So we are doing that. And I wanted to tell you that the crisis of South Sudan is not a small one. And I wanted to compare it with when you build a big building like this, it takes you months and years. But to destroy it, you destroy it in one day. What we have built in 21 years, we destroy it in one day. We had problems, but to build it now, it will take time, and it needs patience, resilience, unity, and love. If we don't do that, we will not be able to do it. Because hatred among us does not allow us to be united, to love one another. Because there's no country who can be built by hatred, division, tribalism. The country is built, the foundation of any country is built on love, unity, resilience, patience. So in this cluster, I invite you also to help us, and I know you have been helping. You have been sending money, and I wanted to say the money which is used now in South Sudan that you have been sending is the money of the flood victims that you sent. That money went directly to South Sudan. But because of this division and no peace in South Sudan, the money you have been sending since you came to America, and I calculated, I found that the money you send is bigger than the money UN and American or US aid sent to South Sudan. But this money does not go to South Sudan because of crisis that we have. It goes to our neighboring countries, and it is building the neighboring countries' economy. We have to have peace so that you can feel what you do here goes to your people and your country. القروش الكثيرة تقالين تزوجوا بيه ده 3 مليون 25,000 US dollars. كل ديل ما قاعد يمشي لساوث Sudan. They go to our neighboring countries. So you need to rethink. You wanted to work for nothing, or you want to work for something, then you need unity and peace together so that you can start building your country. Your brothers and sisters in South Sudan need your support here in diaspora. About the economy. The economy of South Sudan was nosediving. And you know, in any situation of war, the economy does not do well. You know, the economy, the development, they run away from crisis, and especially when there is war. But when after the government of revitalized government of national unity was formed, we think again and we knock at the doors of our friends and institutions like IMF and World Bank. We were supported by IMF to pay arrears of civil servants, and now what we are left with is the payment of our diplomat, which is overdue. It's two years plus. We are working on it as a government. We are talking about it, and it will be done. And IMF pledge and World Bank to continue supporting us. And if you see in Juba, our economy is a foreign-based economy. Because in the market, whether in Konya or whatever shops are around, are not owned by South Sudanese. We also talked about it as a government. And we found out that we cannot go and clean them out and say, get out from our country, we wanted to take the market. It doesn't work like that. We wanted to see how we can empower our people economically so that they can take over those shops and the market. Few women of ours are there in the market, but when Corona came, it wiped out whatever they had because it was hand to mouth. But we need to build that market, private sector. Because you find people now looking for jobs, your only government job. And government job is very small, it's a narrow place. You know, the government is built like a pyramid. It's narrow on the top and wider at the bottom. The private sector is the biggest place where the government works to see how to empower his people to make money. Then now we go back and collect taxes from you to do the services to you. Being roads, hospital, schools, all these things. You find Dr. John normally or usually used to talk about the poor government is a government where the citizen and people are poor. The rich government is a government where his citizens are rich. If your citizens are poor, where will you get the money? The government does not have money. They don't manufacture money. They get money from the people. So we wanted to see how to empower our people. We are doing reforms, like in the National Revenue Authority, non-oil revenue collection is being reformed. It is now digitalized, and payment has improved a great deal. All those hurdles, the checkpoints on the road, those who illegally collect some money on the road are taken out because this is what was increasing the prices. The only entry from Nimuli or coming from other places, just for example, to go to Bahr al-Ghazal, to our forest state in Bahr al-Ghazal, the prices will be skyrocketing. So the government is working to see into it that all those hurdles are taken out from the roads so that the prices can go down. Also, the coming in of IMF has stabilized our exchange rate. When I left Juba 4 weeks ago, our exchange rate was 410 per dollar. It was not like that before. It was running like the river. So somebody remarked in Bor saying that these people doesn't want us to go to sleep because when you wake up, you find different prices in the market and different exchange rate. So now it has been stabilized. It went up to 700. But now it has gone down and it is equal from the central bank to the normal market. So aja isu black market a bigger mafi. So it is your choice if you want to exchange in central bank or you wanted to do it in the market. It's even easier in the market because there is bureaucracy in the central bank. You can go and exchange if you want. So our economy is improving. I'm not saying that it is booming, but it is improving. But maybe very soon it will be booming if you participate. If you come in, it will boom. Because we are a rich country. Very few people. Population of South Sudan is very small. Our land is very big, but it is rich. Leave the other natural resources, but just the water that we have, and the air, the oxygen that we have, other countries don't have. Some people are using oxygen, the artificial one, to put in their nose to walk on the street. South Sudan is free. We think that everything is free. You know, there was an old man, I don't know, was it here in America or in UK? He got corona. And he was 90 years. He was admitted in the ICU, giving support, life support machine with oxygen. He spent 7 days. God supported him and he came out. When he was given the bill, it was 400 and something thousand. So he sat down before the doctor and started crying. The doctor was surprised. Why? Then he said, I'm not crying because of the bill, but I'm crying because I have not thanked God one day. I was breathing this air for 90 years, and I have not thanked God. Now, just only for 1 week, it is 400 and something $1,000. So, we need to see how we have to improve our economy. We have money everywhere, even in the air. We have to put our heads together so that we can see how we can improve our economy by having peace in our country. And if we have peace, the money, the hard-earned money that you work here will go to the economy of your country, not to anybody else. That's about our economy. In the issue of constitution process making is going on well also. In July, they started by convening a workshop, and they are moving. Even no matter how slow it is, they are on the right direction, they are doing their job. The only sticking point is the chapter 2, security arrangement. With the security arrangement, I talk about the problems that we had before, natural disasters, and also calamity jesh is not easy. That's why it is called security arrangement. For us to mobilize, or those who have the armies to mobilize to bring them to cantonment areas took time. And when they came to cantonment areas, they didn't have guns with them, but they were fighting using guns. They were not using sticks. But when they came to cantonment areas, there were no guns. And in order for us to take them from cantonment area to take them to training areas, also took time. And they were there in the training center. Now we are ready to graduate 53,000. And President Salva announced this also during the opening of our parliament. They are ready to be graduated. But the only problem is here. Are we going to graduate them with the sticks? Or where will we get the guns to arm them and to call them unified forces? Because arm embargo does not allow us to get guns. This is one of the things that I was lobbying here, so that the arm embargo is lifted so that we can arm the unified forces. And I want you also to help us. Instead of using this gadget of yours always putting, I know even down here now you are working, sending messages, even taking pictures. Leave that and use your energy by lobbying for your country. Help me, help my mission to be successful by you lobbying your government in your states, so that the unified forces are graduated, and then another 30,000 is waiting to go to the training center. In the agreement, there are about 83,000 to be trained. The only small problems that we have also, but we are also dealing with it, is the division, the small division we have in the IO. And President Salva immediately called for a meeting, presidency meeting. We discussed it, and Dr. Ria called for ceasefire. And the group of Maganis or Kitgwang, also they are good because they are saying that we are not going to fight. Our division is just internal problems. We need peace. We are not going to fight. This is what they are doing, and now they are talking in Khartoum. So you can see that this peace is brought about by our God. It will go slowly without you noticing, but the peace has come. When the peace came, when you were singing, dancing, we went to Khartoum with Dr. John. What happened at the end of the day? The light went off. And when the light went off, this is now the problem that we have. But with this peace, it's going like this, but it is going to be our peace, which will stop for good. We are not going to fight among ourselves again. Mwanjang da, yaka manga piat, dora chin ka tung kana yen. Ye John Kudus ene jam kulele dora yin chat ka yilaw nom. Ye yen. We need peace. So when we talk about peace, you clap your hand like this, but even in your own house, even with your own self, you need peace. But dora karadu. Be peaceful with yourself. In order for you to be peaceful with the environment or people around you. For example, kan maragam sabah kashu mutawil zede manasal gadin fi bet bugul walai ke ane ke loye tonken. Made kalas you have started crisis in the house. But when you get up in the morning smiling, ay sabah al khair into num to cave, manadu peace, you have distributed peace with your teeth. Smiling. And you are in a country of peace, America. I'm telling you, in America here, your neighbor can get up in the morning and greet you and say, morning. In other places, everybody is busy with their own problems. Nobody greet one another. Am I right? I live here also and I know. So with chapter 2, it's slow but on the right direction. But also in chapter 2, we need your support, and I'm telling you. Facebook. I know I'm not blaming you, but I know all of us are stressed. All of us are traumatized. South Sudan and South Sudan citizens are resilient. You are very strong. Going through wars and wars and wars. No counseling, no peace, no rest. We are stressed. But when you tell people in Juba, go for counseling. As I hired one person in my office, I call him psychiatrist. He say, Mama, don't say like that. When you say like that, they will say, I'm Mama Junun. And I go to Elbenadishunu, God is psychotherapist. The same thing. It is the same thing. Here in this country, United States of America, every family into counselors betam. About 30% of America are traumatized. When they bring the troops from overseas, they take them under counseling. And then because you are talking, you are breathing, you think that you are okay, you are not. And I go to Juba, those who are naked, majanin fishare, are few than those who are in suit and dresses like me. Majanin alabsin hidum katir. Now we need time to heal ourselves. And once we heal ourselves, we'll heal our nation. And I wanted to advise also in this. Put God first. I'm telling you what I have gone through. And I'm a big muscle and I'm a bi'arif. Naman Dr. John Matt, Betarigalan to Shuftun to Arifin. All of you were traumatized. Just imagine me, what will happen? My friend, my husband, my love died. And this is your father just only. Now you are happy with your wives. And I'm alone in my bed. He was my friend. We used canfi buried well canfi, we idol ourselves. Now I'm alone. Don't you think that it is difficult? I was stressed. I was traumatized. And I can't majnoon. When I become sick, I go to the hospital. I'm admitted. And when the doctor says you are not sick, I will say, and I will quarrel the doctor. And when I'm having fever, headache, I don't eat. Dr. Bugulegal, who told you that trauma is not a disease? It is a disease because it affects all your organs, your liver, your kidneys, everything in your body. When you are traumatized, it affects all your body from the head to the toes. This is where you feel that girl feels just homeless. Homeless, you know, it is not because mind to bed. It is because it's affected, he or she, affected that you could not do anything. He or she cannot move to think. So take this seriously. So if what I did, I went for counselor, and I was counseled. But it was not enough. I went to the church. I picked up the Bible. Old Testament, New Testament, I mean. In my language, I had not gone to school to study Dinka language, but God opened my eyes to read that book in Dinka. I read it in English, but I do not understand. But when I start reading it in my mother tongue, I understand it went to my soul, for the core of my body. These words were 2,000 years ago, but they are still relevant, even more relevant in our situation now. But some people who do not go into that book think that they are better than this book. I have a house, everything is there. That you know, oh God. You don't know that bed, desatu. Mumkin yakhara fi yom wahid. Kanta ma khutu fi yad beta rabbana. You consult your Bible, it will counsel you immediately before you go to the counselor. Ana gibel kan fi kanisa sabah. Let me tell you, since I came 3 weeks, I have not gone to the church. I've been very busy, but I never stopped seeing my Bible in that phone every morning. I have Bible verses every morning that I read and I pray. But to have a fellowship, that's what I was missing. When I went to the church today, I felt so good. Even I'm talking with you here, I'm talking with happiness. I'm happy. Because Martin Luther King said that power without love is nothing. I can be your vice president. If I'm not happy, then what do I give you? Nothing. I have to be the vice president and to be a happy one. To smile with you. Hi, how are you? But then I say, hi, wait. You are insulting us all the time. Hey, I have already started another fire. Naral kan fi galbak da zatu, and I lit the kabrid majas and I throw bomb. You need power with love. So you support us in this peace. We need you. Especially you, Jesh Ahmed. You are an asset. Dr. John called you 7 fronts. But he knew his vision. He knew when you were coming here. When you were coming to Western world. He knew because he was one of you. He was in diaspora. That's where he studied his school. He came and did his undergraduate here. He came and did his military college here in Georgia. He studied his undergraduate in Iowa. And he came and did his PhD in Iowa. I was with him at that time. And he took his skill to help his country, to help his people. That's why he supports your coming here. He knows that, and he told you in Panyudu, or in other places where you were, Jesh Ahmar, that you will have, they will, later in the future, there will be engineers among you, there will be doctors, there will be lawyers, and they are here today. They are sitting here. Dawa Chuath is helping me. You have that brain, fresh brain. You are an asset to our country. Use that brain positively, not negatively. You should be better than your mom. You should be better than your dad. And leave us to advise you. And do the donkey work in your country, running every day. Mama Nyandeng ma bejiri kulu sabah, President Salva, Dr. Riek, nina bega nas kubar. We need you. And when you come with your skill, ma bizol befut intakum. Junuba Sudan de, bamshi gidam besura. And even nas bel jeran betana bukun, jela zatu. If you put your head together, kanaja begua indakum. Kanaja dere amulu be muk indakum. Kandera yamulu be zol handsome, you are very handsome and beautiful. Neshunuma indakum. What you need to do is to study what you can help your people. For example, gas, udahab, uranium, hadid. Betalauke minal earth. How do we take it out? Do we use a shovel to bring it out? What do we use? I don't know. That's what we samalu. Technology. Oh, okay. What is technology? They are to animal. Huh? But you do it. You do technology and bring it home. Instead of us hiring a skill and the power, you are sitting here. Like Nyandeng, she doesn't even know English. She was saying like this. That community in UN understood the word of Mama Nyandeng. Like in the guy is looking what mistake I'm doing in English. They also call better. It's not my mother tongue. Lakin apalgan fursa balotong monjang kaka pianga kwa leo. Kugan zatu abale ko UN ambe jam tong monjang. Angoya Chinese jam tong den. Ku French jam tong den. Ngu chen ke dol ku na ye wera andu nen tong lengalis you wo ko lo Facebook. Ya ku tong lengalis. Kora ka ye lengalis ye ur kwa ye mor. Yang aye man lengalit. America na English, but they speak English. Chetong den. But I ko jedol. Yang wo ko dol, yang markuni angu. I don't know English, but I luele sian beping. Ku kaye ka waja e tong luele werji luele abila e were. Why? Meat Look gadget used for positive things. Chaka lewe, doka wele lo yo ko chito. Aja le ka chi garang ma bi le wan. Kwara ko ka ye le wan ko to. Ku ka kai ko lum, do not take it. When he was talking to you, he said it this one Dr. John said. Ara ka chi ngundang le wan. Ara ka aya ka jo lo chagi. Ko chene te le ke people were not saying that, but you wanted to be relevant. Now, Koba are relevant. You work hard. Anna, I don't know English, but I'm relevant. I'm here. I'm the kind of one you want to lead. Where I vice president, I'm your vice president. Could you need a vice president? And correct it. Vice president of best, a vice president who got more working in Marcuna lad. Meet Dokachi and Cor Kayaka lawyer dinner, and Nin cock beben. A back a man. A loyal Bible. The fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. When you fear God, then you start to think, hey, I make mistakes. Let me correct myself. This is what Bible is telling us. piet. Ilwela Mama Nyandeng. Wallahi, she led our president well, Dr. John. If I was not fearing God, I would have not been able to support him. Ana kan bashara Marisa. Nobody stopped me not to do that. But I fear God. And I also wanted as a woman to be role model to my daughters. لما نكون جنب رجل عظيم ده أنا لازم نكون امرأة عظيم. مش كده؟ And then people say قال ورا كل رجل عظيم امرأة. No, جنب كل رجل عظيم امرأة. Beside a good man, there is a woman. Not behind a good man, there is a woman. Beside. Dr. John put me beside him, not behind him. If I was behind him, I would have not supported him. Waki diar kunta o chen ke jaga jam mar ni medan. Dal bi ran yu kana ting de. Because your woman is your power. Your wife is your power. Kaya ga le yin chwali. Mi ga le ringa bi le ka ku ka ja ka ku. These are not yours. She tell you something. You walk at the gala you, I have a marwako. Kujela Luella, I won't can I tell you. Kukati can a lily. Temda, Tembawang la Lonya Kajalek and I you bang ya lowako. You try. Go one come and yagango. I will with Jeppy. Hey, to the Inga lawyer. Kakachi zero walk on ye by chinning. Mosquito. Anything. I'm telling you what I know. But because I had fear of God in my heart, and I had a knowledge about what Dr. John was talking about, yongu ya muskila luel garang Mabior ngey. Ekere panda. Gwa koj ba kony. Ba chi rir nom. Na chi ben kaka kan nom aku. Kuya yuai nom. Chaka man chine ni maya yu ke better that than mo nang nom niem. Ay nyin jala dok kene bar nom den. Neng koy kok marur ci nim bar. Gal fi niswan fi banada sa gal ma der ro jala bu sala. Laki rajul beta bu sala de kan very handsome. Acha yellow ya. When I do it like that, when he go back to work, he will go and do better. Take care of his health. Even I was on a kan halak betao. Anga yetemnum. Kaya chol manicure and pedicure, you know, fair. I was doing it in the house for him. Go away and pandun. He gave you your freedom and your home. Very few people remember have gone through difficulties. They are a bear. The orphan children, the widows, you forgot about them. Now, like a buy, when you go home, you will pay them back. Pay back time. When are we going to start? No, all of us. We don't know. Where are you? It is us together to put our hands, not only presidency, the cabinet, all of us with sharp batana. Let us put our heads together to hold this peace strong. Let us take our unity. Unity batana, let us take it as a shield and a weapon to protect ourselves so that we can be able to build our country. A country where other people will eye to go to South Sudan. Not us coming to other people's country, but other people to eye to go to our countries. We will build it. And I'm telling you, when I moved here in America, I'm always moved. And I have sleepless night when I see the road, the highways, the hospitals, the schools they have. It is made by human beings and use their resources to do that. You see, Americans fought among themselves. They killed themselves like we did. But later they say that enough is enough. One president came out and said, no, he abolished many things. And since then, there have been one. Yes, they have some small problem here and there, but they water it down quickly. Like what happened in Capitol Hill that day. Can Africa, Belede, it will be still burning until now because of power. But nobody knows that there is something which had happened in Capitol Hill, but I saw it. I was watching the news. Duku ya dwelling in our past. Don't let us dwell in our past. Let us look at our past to propel us forward. Duku ya dwelling in your past. All of us has a past. My past ben achan che cool abelo mia abia your past. Tomorrow your future. You work for your future. So unity da yenke shield. Kati yiga belia ane kwandi ene kwara ko kane. Does not give me anything. I'm a proud African woman, a South Sudanese woman. Na South Africa na nomtonial. Pan in Chenen Belang eating the bellet can be a phone for Zimbabwe when I was in Zimbabwe. Because I was the tallest woman there. But when I'm in Kenya, I'm just a Luo or Kalanjin. Nobody knows them, unless somebody who knows Mama Rebecca. Otherwise, no, I just pass. Nobody can. But in Zimbabwe, I drive my car, and when I come out, this tall woman. But I'm a proud African woman. Talk about your African continent. Talk about your country. Then you will gain power. Power here ben because I'm a Twitch East, I'm a Jongule, and a greater Apana asset to Amal to Ajadism, greater kidda, the division circuit. You will be known not because you are from Twitch East or from Jongule, you will be known from what you do or what you say. I didn't become vice president because I'm from Twitch East or from Jongule or from Greater Upper Nile. It's because from what I do. Africa Union, IGAD say that, and it start with late John Luke Jock. We won, among those vice presidents, we won a woman. IGAD and Africa Union say yes. And in the mind of all the people who were there, they say Mama Rebecca. Where did they know Mama Rebecca? Can the guy fi Twitches and Akfi Paliao wala fi Wangule? The munu be Aravana. Ma fi Rebecca tan Nyandeng tan inak. But from what you do, the way I stood with you during the struggle, and after the demise of your president, Dr. Nyandeng de Mabior, how I stood with you brought me here. Lakini lelen to gutu to dere namul siasa be gabail. Gabila wala section betagde will never bring you to state. You will never. Kanina wulian yaoga ana barawa shandi arina jibu demunu Mabior abun na jibu ashani yakun yamshile state awulian. Budun na dachwe kwa yual, you will never go. You need Kongor, you need Adiok, you need Ajung, you need Pakir in order for you to go to the state. Kuna yara jalan awulian, let us hear awulian de mindu south, north, east, and west. And yeah, I'm going to work in here. I'm talking to you with what I know. I was taken to Juba when I was 5 years. I grew up in Juba until I got married. Even I learned Bari. I used to speak Bari. It was these 40 years of marriage that I forgot. But now, they will not talk against me in Bari. I will understand. It's good to know languages. Ata tokna zatu, ma wazal begata ana be tokna zawe baling. Ana basma. Teach yourself those languages. You have to know your country by how many tribes are in your country. How many small tribes, how many bigger tribes? What is their staple food? What do they eat? People do not know what is called awalwala, nakop, or mangakelo. Now in Juba, it's being eaten like nobody's business. Asian people have developed gout, diabetes. So, awalwala be lalop galde yelaj. Naskulu bajire nak. Lakin kan zaman, ana ma derde. Let us stop this. Let us stop what you call door. Let us stop what you call jenge. Where is South Sudanese? In my house, if you say door, you are fined 10,000 pounds. In my house. Kirana jam door. In kuoma man. Janke wetiama grit. What really you feel is to fine you using money. Be careful when you are with me. Don't say door. Ana maruf circle tani de bugulu jenge. Ana ma baruf. You know jenge? You are angry, but jenge de beta jeng. Yao corrupted jenge. Lakin kanzo na dita jenge de bukun very angry. I don't know why. So, but I want us to help one another. Baka pandun baka kony. Kubaka kony wade, help your country by uniting one another. You told us here before that you are united in this state. I want to feel it in Juba, not when I'm here. I want to feel it there. I want to feel it to see that you are united by helping us in the presidency, in the cabinet. Give us constructive criticism. Give us what you think that can be done to help your country, to help your government. Not criticism, shatayim. There's no country built with division, with hatred, with tribalism. You build your country with love, resilience, unity, patience. You build that foundation of your country with those things, and you are God. Here you carry the money in your pocket. Is it taken away? In God we trust. The money into dollar in. Can somebody give me $1? Is it written in $100, not in $1 also? Can somebody just bring it out and I know. Can you read if you have $1 in your pocket? It is written, in God we trust. Why did these people say this? Why did they do it? Because when they were coming from Europe and they landed here in this land, America, the first thing they got was turkey. They kill turkey and they eat it. And they survive. It is turkey which helped them. And it is there in their history. And there's something called Thanksgiving. I'll be akulu for Thanksgiving Day, the turkey, all the time. Then they went in, they did not know each other, they were coming from different backgrounds, they fought. And now they stopped. When they stopped, they knew God was with them. They wrote here, in God we trust. And they still have it until today. Lakin kande intakum, Gurushal President Salva Amulu de kante au jafi power, The money I was President Salva. Let me change this. Kalam Farisa. Udal shunu ya wini de. Rasta John Garang. John Garang de shunu. I'm going to do my thing. You don't even have anything. The foundation, your foundation is John Garang and Salva. If you criticize them, you will never do anything. It is by appreciating what they have done, then you can be able to do better. You will stand on a strong and firm foundation. Kaka chepan kena tor ko ka chik baby. The chair nan ka chika woy, ka do ka chika woy and aka ting actor min ka chika loy. What is it? Mananja jam ga mo rudu nanchi be vice president. Duku kara yo ka loy ka yo ka ting more than good things that we do. Let us appreciate good things that we do more than the bad things we do. Kara yega lo ko je chwal yega lo ru de chwal in man ku chwal you call your brother and sister and say you made this mistake to me, but don't be shy to tell your brother and your sister I'm sorry. But I know in Nuer and Dinka they don't have my dignity. What is dignity? Do you know? Kanana kalam zedasa baden ma bahtaramwana. Yunta munuzata shana ihtaraminta. If you don't say sorry. But once you say sorry, people will start to respect you. I will tell my child, I'll be batundana will eat dana buguleo sorry my child. Lakin kandena sa keman wan mo ipa ka dongan. Pajot legen sorry ke kerengo. Achamu ita masak tu batun metak tisa shar lakin upika zol tani dama inta. Ke yin. Tell a dear and he has become a different person. Let us be careful. Na chaka daka leke na lewe dak. Ambo coach. I think kajui bakaba luel because I'm really happy. I'm very happy starting from our office in Washington, the work that they have done, the way they have taken care of us. And then in New York, our ambassador, Akwen Bona, and his team. And then now to our communities in Omaha, in Washington, and here. Now you made me a strong vice president. There's no strong leader without people. And if you do what I'm talking to you now, you unite behind me, you change negative things in Facebook, your mother is going to be a strong vice president. Some people are even since morning calling me first vice president. Maybe I will be the first vice president if you do well. Lakin ma asade, kana asade wana raja pijuba, wallahi you will see me thrown out. Ita biga first vice president miten, madi awa jadal biji mashakil that. Lakin I'm a first woman vice president. I'm a role model to my daughters, to my fellow women. We can do it. So I'm very grateful. Very grateful to you, to our President Salva Kiir Mayardit, to all the people of South Sudan, to honor me, to honor Dr. John Garang, to remember and put me to be vice president, not because I'm strong or very well educated, but because of honor. The former Prime Minister of Ethiopia, when our group were saying that I'm going to be the 5th vice president, the former Prime Minister said that if there is anything that you people have done good to John Garang, it is saying that Mama Rebecca is going to be the vice president. So shukran lakum. God be with you. God be with South Sudan. God be with the leadership of South Sudan. Thank you very much and good night.